Good evening, my dear students. How are you? Are you taking proper measures regarding to this pandemic? Okay. Today we are going to start the last part of the modal verbs. That is the fifth part. This is the last part. Previously we discussed so many modal auxiliaries. Here in this session we are going to discuss some other modals: must, ought to, need, dare, used to. Must, ought to, need, dare, used to. These are the remaining 5 modal auxiliaries we are going to discuss in this class. Now, first come to must. Must means, must expresses obligation, force on all regarding to all 3 persons. First person, second person, third person. There is no difference. Shall will means we can use first person, second person, third person. First person's only you are using, shall gives different meaning, second person's, third person's different meaning. But here must in all persons same meaning it gives, same usage. It expresses compulsion or strong obligation. Whatever the subject it might be, first person, second person, third person. For example, she must apologize for her mistakes. Must apologize means she is obliged. She is obliged to give apology for her mistakes. Compulsory. So it expresses compulsion, force. That means somebody forced this woman to say apology for her mistakes towards others. That is called strong obligation. Next, everybody must be loyal to his country. Everybody, every person in the country must be loyal to his country. This is also compulsion. Compulsory, everybody should do the activity of being loyal towards the country. The rich must help the poor. This is also obligation. Compulsory, they have to help the poor and the needy. Now, second rule of must. Must expresses necessity. Necessity. What is necessity? To live happily, to do our work properly. We must get up early to have good health. So everybody should get up. Must get up. Must get up. It is the necessary for every person to get up early to maintain good health. Next, we must build up strong army to protect our country. So it is the responsibility of, it is the necessity of every country to protect his country. To protect his country, to protect its country, what the nation should do? Must build up a strong army. We means people of India. So we must build up a strong army. That means our country must build up a strong army to protect our country. So it is a necessity. These 2 sentences express necessity. Now, third rule. It expresses probability or likelihood. Probability. So, possibility, probability. Possibility means more chances are there to do some activity or something we want to be done in the future. Probability means less. She must be mad to behave like that. So, a woman is talking as she likes, without giving any respect to others, or rudely she is doing. That's why we can say that she must be mad. That is the probability or likelihood. Because of her mentally retardedness, she was doing like that. That's why must be we can use it to express likelihood and possibility. Means probability. There is the doorbell. That must be the postman. Doorbell. Somebody made a call, made a bell. That means what here? Press of the bell. That's why here we heard the sound. So early morning one person came. That person might be, must be the postman. So probability, likelihood. Or the person must be milk man or milk boy. So must be expresses the probability or likelihood we can guess. Now, fourth rule of must. It signifies strong determination. Determination means whatever the decision we took in our mind, without wavering of the mind, whatever the decision we took strongly, that is called determination. I must go to Uti in the summer, whatever happens. Actually, here some problem is there to go to Uti. So, your elders are saying that not to go to Uti. But you decided. I decided. I must go. Compulsory will go. Whatever the problems I may face, whatever other persons say to us without giving any care to their words. If we take a strong decision, that is expressed by must go. So strong determination also must express. I must go to Uti in the summer, whatever happens. I won't bother the difficulties. Though I face difficulties while I am going to Uti, I won't bother. Must go. I must go. Next, they must take their own decision. That means here some people wanted to take decision. So some elders, the well-wishers of them, they wanted to give some decisions, but they did not want to take their help. They wanted to take their own decision. So they must take their own decision. So it also expresses strong determination. That means they did not want any other person in the process of taking decisions relating to them. Now, fifth rule, must expresses past in past tense. To express a past tense with must plus present perfect tense. Present perfect means may plus V3, may have plus V3, must have plus V3 expresses past tense. What happened in the past is expressed by must have V3. For must there is no past tense. Had to also we can use as a past tense for must, but here must plus have V3 also expresses same usages of had to. Had to is the past tense of must in indirect speeches, but here must have V3 we can use to express the past tense of must. See here, must, they must have gone home. They must have gone home means what? Past. Past we are expressing. Definitely they had gone to their home. So they must have gone home. We must see the MLA now. They must have written to him. They must have written home past. They wrote a letter to him. To guess the past action, we can use must have. Now, must have, must plus V1 verb expresses present tense or future tense. Must have V3 expresses past time, and must plus V1 verb expresses present tense or future tense. That's why modal verbs already I told you. Modal verbs can't express a particular tense, particular time of the action. They may express past, present, future also according to the context of the sentence. They must have, already this is over. They must see the MLA now. We must see the MLA now. So it expresses present tense or future tense. They must pay damages. They must pay damages. It expresses future tense. So it expresses present tense and it expresses future tense. So must plus V1 verb only. So according to the context, they must pay the damage. That means what? Here somebody hit some car. That means the driver or the owner of the lorry hit the car opposite direction, which is coming from opposite direction. So the owner or the driver of the lorry must pay the damages which happened to the car. In that sense, they have to pay damage. They must pay damages. It expresses future tense. Now come to ought to. Ought to. It expresses duty, necessity, fitness, and moral obligation. duty, necessity, fitness, and moral obligation. 4 rules it expresses. 4 ways we can use ought to. We ought to help him. It is the duty of us. We ought to help him because the person who is facing difficulty is our friend. That's why we ought to help him. It is our duty to help the person when he is in difficulty. He ought to be ashamed of himself. He ought to be ashamed. This is the passive voice of ought to. Ought to be ashamed. He should feel it is insult to him. Because he ought to be ashamed of himself means he did some mistake, some wrong. For that he should feel ashamed. That is expressed by he ought to be ashamed of himself. This is a fitness. That means he is fit to face such a type of shame because he did the mistake. For that he deserves shameness. So he ought to be ashamed of himself. It expresses fitness. The person deserves insult because he did wrong. Now, third one. We ought to obey some. We ought to buy some furniture. So here we took a house for rent. There we don't have any furniture. So at that time, what is necessary, compulsory here, cots and utensils to cook food, such that minimum furniture is necessary. That's why we ought to buy some furniture. It expresses necessity. So next one, we ought to help the poor. It is the moral obligation. We have some duties and responsibility as members in the country. So at that time, we ought to help the poor. That is our moral obligation. That is our ethics. We have to follow some ethics, moral obligation in our life. We ought to help the poor and the needy. Poor people, needy people, compulsory we have to help. Next, second rule. Ought to refers to past followed by perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive means to plus have plus V3 is called perfect infinitive. To plus have plus V3. See here, we ought to have helped V3 from this one. We ought to have helped him. We ought to have helped him. That means in the past we have to help the person. We ought to have helped him. Past we have to help the person. Indirectly the meaning of this sentence is we did not help the person. It is our moral obligation to help him. That means indirectly we did not help him. It gives a negative meaning. We ought not to have wasted so much time over it. We ought not to have wasted. To have wasted is called perfect infinitive. To plus have plus V3 called perfect infinitive. We ought not to have wasted so much time over it means unnecessary matter. We spend so much time. We ought not to have wasted. Unnecessarily we wasted so much time. It is the meaning of the sentence. But indirectly what is the meaning it gives is we wasted time. So here ought to have V3 gives a negative meaning. Negative construction gives positive meaning. Positive construction gives negative meaning. That one we have to understand. We ought to have helped him means past we did not help him. We ought not to have wasted means we wasted time. That is the meaning. To express such type of things, past perfect infinitive is used after ought to. If you go through once or thrice or twice, then you can understand the inner meaning of the sentence. So much concentration is very important thing. Now come to the third modal auxiliary in this video. Need means what here? Requirement. What are your needs? Requirement.